relaxing live streams where we can slow down together, learn something meaningful, appreciate traditional culture, and enjoy beautiful craftsmanship without all the noise and pressure that fills so many live streams today. I'd really appreciate it if you could click the asterisk follow asterisk button. Following the channel means you'll never have to worry about missing another live stream. The next time we go live, you'll receive a notification and we can once again sit down together, brew a pot of tea, talk about culture, admire beautiful craftsmanship, and simply enjoy spending a peaceful moment together. So make yourself comfortable, grab your favorite cup of tea if you have one, and let's begin our tea journey together. If you enjoy learning about teapots, tea culture, and the stories behind handmade tea ware, be sure to check out my profile and give me a follow. I regularly share more about tea, traditional craftsmanship, and the art of tea making. If you enjoy learning about teapots, tea culture, and the stories behind handmade tea ware, be sure to check out my profile and give me a follow. I regularly share more about tea, traditional craftsmanship, and the art of tea making. If you enjoy learning about teapots, tea culture, and the stories behind handmade tea ware, be sure to check out my profile and give me a follow. I regularly share more about tea, traditional craftsmanship, and the art of tea making. Alright everyone, now that we've had a chance to settle in, let's move on to our first major topic of today's live stream: how a handmade tea set is actually made. Whenever people first join one of my live streams and see a beautiful tea set on the table, they often ask the same questions. "Oh, isn't it just a teapot and a few cups? Can making one really be that complicated? Why are some tea sets so inexpensive, while others cost hundreds of dollars? And what exactly makes a handmade tea set so special?" Those are all great questions, and today I'm going to answer every one of them. So over the next 20 minutes, I'm going to take you through the entire journey, from a simple lump of clay all the way to a finished teapot that's ready to brew tea. We'll walk through each of the 8 essential steps together, one by one. By the end of this section, you'll never look at a handmade tea set the same way again. More importantly, you'll have a much better understanding of how to recognize quality craftsmanship, appreciate the work that goes into each piece, and understand why handmade tea ware is valued all over the world. So let's begin with the very first step. Step 1: choosing the clay. And every handmade tea set begins with the earth itself. Long before a teapot takes shape, before the wheel starts spinning, and before the kiln is fired, everything starts with choosing the right clay. In many ways, the quality of the finished tea set is determined right here, at the very beginning. There are many different kinds of clay used for making tea ware. Some of the most well-known include purple clay, also known as zetia, red clay, kaolin, white porcelain clay, and coarse pottery clay. Each type has its own unique characteristics. Some are denser while others are more porous. Some retain heat exceptionally well, while others allow the tea to breathe more naturally. Each clay also develops its own distinctive color after firing, and each one can subtly influence the aroma, flavor, and overall character of the tea brewed inside it. That's one of the reasons serious tea lovers pay so much attention to the material their teaware is made from. When you hold a high-quality piece of clay in your hands, It should feel smooth, dense, and naturally warm, not rough, grainy, or harsh against your skin. As if you bring it close and smell it, you'll notice a clean, earthy scent, the fresh aroma of natural clay. What you shouldn't smell are strong chemical odors or anything artificial. Unfortunately, many inexpensive, mass-produced tea sets are made from ordinary industrial clay or clay mixed with various additives and fillers. At first glance, they may appear shiny and attractive, but appearances can be deceiving. These materials often lack the breathability of natural clay. They're generally less suitable for long-term use, and over time, they won't develop the beautiful character and patina that quality handmade tea ware is known for. Well, the handmade tea sets we're talking about today are very different. They begin with carefully selected natural clay, nothing unnecessary added, nothing artificial mixed in. A pure clay, the natural clay, a clay that can breathe. And that simple choice lays the foundation for everything that follows. Step 2, kneading the clay. Well, once the clay has been selected, the next step isn't shaping it. So before an artisan can even think about making a teapot or a teacup, the clay has to be kneaded. As if you've ever made bread or pizza dough at home, you'll have a rough idea of what this process looks like. The clay is folded, pressed, stretched, and worked over and over again. Again, and again, and again. The purpose is surprisingly simple, but absolutely essential. As every tiny pocket of trapped air must be removed. It might sound like a small detail, but it's actually one of the most important steps in the entire process. Even a small amount of air left inside the clay can cause serious problems later. As the piece dries or goes through the intense heat of the kiln, those hidden air pockets can expand, causing cracks, warping, or even the complete failure of the piece after hours or even days of careful work. That's why experienced artisans never rush this stage. Depending on the type of clay and the size of the piece, kneading can easily take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. It's physically demanding work. By the time they're finished, their hands, wrists, shoulders, and even their lower backs are often sore from the constant pressure and repetitive motion. This isn't just about strength. It's about patience. It's about rhythm. And it's about experience. While machines can certainly process clay, they still can't fully replicate the subtle pressure, balance, and consistency that an experienced craftsperson develops through years of practice. Those details may be invisible to the eye, but they make an enormous difference in the finished tie set. As every beautiful